Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to answer the frequently asked questions related to building an online life coaching business. And I had taken a community post where I have all the questions noted over here, and you guys have asked me different questions, so I'm going to answer those in detail. And let's start with the first question. She asks me, if someone feels like entering this field, what all things they should be aware of, what qualities a coach needs to have, and if everything aligns, then what are the steps or measures to take to become a life coach. Now I will answer this question in parts, and what she asked is that what all things you should be aware of. Let me start by saying this: these two are not the right reasons to enter this industry, or not the right mindset at least, which is if you want quick money and quick fame, stay away from this industry, because the honey trap is ready for you. There are coaches who are ready for you to show you they have made 20 lakhs a month, 30 lakhs a month, and trap you into this kind of loop that is happening. But the thing is, this kind of income is not really realistic when you are a new coach, and not realistic at least in the first few months. You need at least 1 year of patience to build a strong, solid enough business to give you that kind of income that you are looking at. And when I say that kind of income, it's not 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs a month, okay? Because this kind of numbers are possible when you are a business coach for other coaches, or business coach for other businesses. That time the ROI of your coaching is very high, so you can charge that amount of money. But when your ROI of coaching is not that high, you need to charge something that people will be willing to give you, or a little higher than that. But when you are starting, you really need to be very realistic, and you need a realistic mentor who can transparently tell you that, hey, this is the industry average, that people can make this much amount of money in the beginning. It's a fair possibility. So let's set that goal first, and let's work on those things first. And this I am saying from my personal experience. Okay, so if you're not ready to do the fundamental work, and if you don't have the commitment towards it, you should not enter this industry. And if you want to do that fundamental work, you need guidance to start your online coaching business. Then we are doing a workshop on the 24th of August, where if you are a certified coach, you've got the coach training, or you have the expertise which you want to put in a coaching program, this training will help you identify your niche. How will you build your signature coaching program? How will you price and package that signature coaching program is something that we are going to discuss in this particular training. How will you use social media to get clients, which is the biggest pain point of coaches? This is something that we are going to train you during this workshop, so you can find the registration link in the description box. With that being said, what are the right reasons to become a coach? If you're someone who's very passionate about human evolution, personal development, you love to see people change and grow, then this field is really for you. Because when you have the love for something, you're willing to commit to it. You're willing to invest your time, money, dedication, everything that this field requires. And like any other business, this business also has its highs and lows. So if you are ready to go through it in the initial few years, then you will be very happy in this business, because later on, once people know you for what you do, this is the great business to be in, because it has all the things that a person is looking for, whether it comes to time freedom, whether it comes to earning money doing what you really like. All of these elements are present in the online coaching business, which actually makes it very, very lucrative. So if you have that kind of passion for teaching people, for helping people evolve and grow, you must come into this industry. Second is, if you have the capability of great observation and listening, okay, because you need to listen very keenly, very deeply, to spot patterns which are keeping people stuck. If you don't have, you can build it while you're coach training, but if you have it, you're already good enough to become a coach. Okay, so deep listening or active listening is a very important skill. You can go to Google or any other resources to find more about active listening and deep listening. And when I say observation and calibration, I always say this thing that people who have this, for example, doctors, okay, or people who have already been in the field of, let's say, data interpretation, data analysis, or they are also able to spot these patterns very well, because they have spent time on how to analyze certain factors and analyze certain things and come out of that. So if you have a problem solving mindset that way, or your calibration skills are good, because once I had worked with a doctor who wanted to become a coach, and my experience with her was great because of she having these calibration skills, skills to spot certain things. And if you don't have it, you can always build it, but these are the skills. If you already have, this is the correct profession for you. The next thing that she asks is what steps or measures to take to become a life coach. Now first is to undergo your coach training, and second is to work with a coach for your personal transformation. Now you can do any one of this first, okay? It's your choice. You can first undergo a personal transformation for yourself, work with a coach, then take a certificate, or you take a certificate then work with a coach. No problem. Both the things are going to give you a very good experience and a lot of growth, okay? You can do any one of these things before, and after that you can start your online coaching business, okay? Social media is a very important area from where you're going to get your clients. And if you don't have the business skills, or you feel that your business acumen is not that great, you can always work with a business coach to help you set up your business properly. But business coach is an optional thing. But these two things, having a coach for yourself and undergoing a good coach training, is something that will be your first few steps. And people often ask me, from which institute I should get certified and all of that. And I can't really give a generic answer on a platform like this, okay? I can only vouch for, or I can only give you the reference of the institute that I went through for coaching, let's say, or I know listening to some of my friends. So a lot of you ask me on this public platform, and I can't answer you like that. You can come for a one-on-one call, which you can book using the link in the description, or you can also get some insights during our workshop that is happening on the 24th. So you can register for that as well. You will gain a lot of knowledge from a very little investment that is the registration fee of the workshop. Okay, so that is something that you can look at. But one thing I can say for sure, that if you are very clear that you want corporate projects, you want corporates to work with you, okay? Not saying that corporate employees to come to you, but corporates have their budget for coaching their leaders. If you want those kind of projects, it's always good to be an accredited coach. There is ICF accreditation, which is very well known, and there are few other accreditations, but then you have a very clear path set up for you that you have to go for an ICF accredited course. But if you are like, I can coach anyone, I am not limited to corporates only, or I am not very keen on only corporate projects, so you can work with a mentor that aligns with you, okay? जिनकी बातें आपको समझ में आती है, जिनकी कोचिंग आपको अच्छी लगती है. Okay, so you can choose a mentor based on that, but don't get unrealistic that if you're getting certified by a mentor who is not very well known in the corporates, or corporate has to do nothing with that mentor, you may not get corporate projects. And if you are you're taken the ICF route, or you've taken the accreditation path, and suddenly you want to become like this very famous, like how some coaches have their very strong personal brands, and none of that is right or wrong. It's just up to what you want, okay? So you need to be very clear as to how do you want your coaching clients to be, and how do you want your journey to be. Choose the training institute and the mentor for yourself depending on these factors. This is what I would like to say. But still, if you want personal suggestions, I can always give it to you after knowing your goals, and that is why you'll have to take a one-on-one paid session with me, which the link you'll find in the description. The next question is, how can you be confident that your process can bring transformation promised, especially for a retainer coaching? How to answer this when the client asks? Okay, first, we have to leave this God complex before we become a coach, that we can create 100% change in somebody's life, that with my program all of the people have gotten results, okay? If the result percentage of a coaching program is more than 70%, I consider it as a good coaching program. Now let's say you're going to the best school, or you're going to the best institute for your IIT JEE NEET coaching, okay? Even they can't promise you that you will get an admission into an IIT. What they promise you is that if you get an admission, we will give you the fees back and all of those things, right? So this thing is not in our control. Okay, so when we are in a clarity call with a client, and if they ask this question, you can always calculate this. For example, I have calculated the success rate of my coaching program. You can calculate the success rate of your coaching program and say this to your clients, that this is the percentage. Let's say 80% of people have got very positive results, 90% of people have got positive results. And if they are keen on knowing some of your failure case studies, tell them that as well. Okay, because it will always happen that if you're doing 10 clients, 8 clients will be a great match and 2 clients would be a mismatch. Okay, and in that case of a mismatch, and if there is a mismatch in the values, no matter how much you do as a coach, your client will not be able to get results because they are not taking the actions what are supposed to be taken to get that results. Okay, so if you spot this very correctly, it's very good to close the contract. The moment you spot any kind of misalignment with the client, if it is in the clarity call, I tell this to people that I cannot take you as a client. And if it is after 2 or 3 sessions, you can always close the coaching agreement with the client. Okay, because you have seen that there is no progress happening, or this client is not something that you want to deal with. So these kind of things are very, very important as well. So that is why this is very important question. So how can you be confident about the process? See, you will be confident about the process only when you have seen results for your clients. Okay, so when you are actually doing your first few clients, let's say you're a relationship coach and you have done few clients and you have testimonials from them, your confidence increases. You have more testimonials, you're more confident. The more clients you do, the more confident you become. So when you're unsure about something, tell your client that I am unsure about this. Okay, because if you try to fake any kind of confidence, that is a sign of mistrust. But you really say that I can promise you this, but I can't promise you that, then that becomes a problem. For example, I'm very sure that I can make people come on camera, come on social media. So I always say that you join my program and I'm sure that I can get you on camera and help you build a good social personality or a social brand. That is something that I'm very confident about with myself. Okay, so because I know certain techniques that have really worked well for my clients in the previous past, and I know how to use them for people. So there are certain things that you yourself as a coach are very sure about, right? So that needs to be reflected in the clarity call, and no client is immature to understand this, that no coaching program can guarantee you that every single person who comes in goes out as a first ranker. Okay, so people do understand this thing before they are joining programs, but you also need to be realistic about that. So next question is, in a monthly retainer, besides the coaching session, what can we include as a support part? Okay, monthly retainer besides the coaching session, what can we include as a support part? So what I have done for myself is that I have designed a holistic program. Okay, so I don't do like a monthly retainer. My program itself is either of 3 months or 6 months depending on the goal, and I like to meet my clients more frequently so that I can keep them more accountable. And I also give some courses, the video access to some courses, and our community calls as well. So all the people who are enrolled into my program, we meet together as a community, and we also give access to some recorded sessions, and you can give ebooks, you can give what happens when you start to coach, you tend to repeat certain things again and again. Whatever you are repeating, okay, you can put it in a coaching module, record a course, and have it as a bonus for your clients. So your efforts also reduce because you don't have to repeat the same thing to all the clients, and your effectiveness of the program increases. Okay, and the goal should not be to give a lot, but to give the specifics. Give really those things which can create results. Okay, so if you have a main program and you're giving a recorded course, good enough. You have a main program, you're giving a group call, good enough. Because there's so many platforms where they give you so much once you enter the community, but there's no real transformation happening because the access to the coach itself becomes so rare, in so many communities, that people don't really get that kind of transformation that they are looking for. So this is something that can be done. The next is, how can one learn this skill? From where do we find a mentor? So I told you all, right, online you can see so many mentors. The first thing is, are you able to understand and relate with whatever they are teaching and whatever they are telling? Okay, this is the first sign. Second sign, if they tell you you're just like your mentor, is that a compliment, or does that feel like a sarcastic remark? So because, if you really are aligned with a mentor, you would be love to be, recognized as the student of that mentor, okay, or as somebody who has been trained by them. So if you have that kind of alignment with any of the online mentors, it's good. Or you can go for institutes, okay, especially if you are looking for corporate projects. It's always better to work with training and coaching institutions, academies, which give you accreditations for the work that you have done. When I say accreditation, it is like how many hours of coaching have you completed. So when some external party accredits you for those hours, corporates tend to believe in them. Okay, that is how corporates function. And how will normal people function? Normal people would be like, let's say they're corporate employees only, but what they will be looking at, they'll be paying out of personal capacity. So first they will be looking at, can this mentor give me results, or can this coach give me results? That's the first thing that, they are looking at. And second thing that they are looking at is, can I really pay for this thing? Okay, because coaching as a service, it does not come under a very inexpensive service. I won't say that it's very expensive, but it's not cheap either. Okay, because a coach can accommodate very few clients because they are working on one-on-one basis. The maximum number of clients that you can accommodate in a one-on-one program, I think, cannot go more than 10 or 12, even if you are a full-time coach. Okay, as you progress, you can do group coaching sessions, but I'm talking about more on one-on-one basis. That is why coaching is not a very inexpensive service. Okay, it will pinch your pocket a little bit, and it is important also. Otherwise you won't give the commitment to the program. And that is why I say to coaches that, okay, in the beginning you can charge less when you don't feel as confident, but once you start to develop your confidence as a coach and your ability to give results, you do need to increase your pricing. Okay, because people, their behavior towards your program is directly proportional to the price of your program. Okay, so this was very, very important. And when you have that competence and when you have that confidence, you'll also have the confidence to charge for the value that you create in people's life. Okay, so you see you all during the registered workshop, and we will talk more about these topics, and I would love to solve your doubts. So register for the workshop if you wish me to answer your doubts. Bye bye.